Yeah, you have any clarifications for the points what we discussed today? You have anything? You have anything you want to ask? So here we have 5 views, which will be normally we will be using technology and all. These are all related to the machine technology details. Those things we are not using here. Probably they may be used in the high technology companies, which I never used. But these things are used for, especially the basic data, default details. These things are used by production. Costing is used for costing purpose. So you have to interact with the costing team to define the costing, and mostly work centers maintenance is the responsibility of costing team because they want to capture these details to arrive at the costing. Because the overheads costing arrival is the responsibility of costing team. So what I ask you, please use this SG001. We have another cost and work center called SG002. These are two work centers. They will be used for our training purpose. Please visit them and just to go through the details. If you have any doubts or something, please note down so that we can discuss either through WhatsApp group or the next session. Because in the next session, we'll be discussing routing. So in
Sir,
routing,
one question from yesterday class, sir. You said a push and push mode, right? Can you just explain that, sir? I want to ask it in beginning of the class. I just forgot it.
pull. What is the push and pull? So
The mode.
you are having raw material, you are having component, you are having SFG, you are having FG, right? This is how a product will be produced stage by stage. Got it? Right now?
So we can't see your screen, sir.
Can't see. Wait a minute. Why I did not share? So far, I have not shared the screen. Huh? Oh, okay.
Yes, sir.
Right. Okay. Right. So now you are having this raw material, SFG, FG, these kind of things, right? Now, when I get raw material, this is 40 days lead time. To produce component, I need only 3 days lead time, SFG 1 day lead time, FG 1 day lead time. So what's happening? If a customer is asking FG, I can produce immediately and give it within 1 day. Even from component, if I produce, it will take only 3 days. Otherwise, even if I have raw material, from there I can produce in 6 days and give. So what companies normally do, they do the planning of this raw material based on the forecast. And they keep the stock in ready. So that whenever they do based on forecast, that is called pull. Sorry, that is called push. Whenever we do the material planning based on some forecast, that is called push. Then based on customer order, I am going to convert this raw material into component, then to SFG, then to FG, then I am pulling it based on customer order. So what is the advantage here? I keep this as raw material. I have option to convert to component. Maybe with one raw material, I may produce 10 components. There is a possibility. I get more flexibility and also save a lot of time. If I don't keep this raw material in stock, then my lead time to customer will be 46 days. That will be killing for my business. Instead of that, I take some risk. I do the forecast and keep at least the raw material in stock. So if customer is asking, you can give in 6 days. Some companies, what they do, no, they buy this raw material, they do the processing also, and they keep them in stock up to component. Then they are doing push for raw material and this component, but they don't convert into SFG or FG because they are looking for from this component. Probably they may produce more SFG, more FG. So they are waiting for customer order to come. So for them, the pull is happening from SFG and FG. This is called the push and pull combination. If the organization is producing at FG level, then it is becoming pure make to stock. The organization producing at FG level, it is pure make to stock. But if I follow this method, this is called the push pull. This is called assemble to order. Here also it is assembled to order. But if I don't have any raw material in my stock, then it is a pure make to order. Is it clear?
Yeah, well explained.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Right. So any other doubt?
Sir, maybe this is too advanced. We have this push and pull model. They say it's from POSO and so many things they said I don't understand. They said in some factories they use a push model, in some factories they use a pull model. In that case, they say it comes from SOPO. Anything related
SOPO.
to the
What is that
planning object.
SOPO?
Sales order and purchase order, sir.
That's what they are. See, it depends on the manufacturing facility and all. If the product has to be produced and kept in stock, for example, if you take fast-moving consumer goods like chocolates, other things, you don't need to wait for the order coming from customer. You just keep producing and bulk and put in the market. That is purely, push full until this everything is pushed there. The full length is push, right? Similarly, detergent powder and there's a detergent cosmetics, those things. Whatever you produce, you put in the market, they will be taking away. So they forecast and put them and dump into the market. That is push, all push. But there are some items you cannot push into the market and they will be sold. For example, yesterday, the kitchen modular and other things. You cannot dump into the stock. Only based on customer need, you can do it. But you can keep some basic things ready. So you are putting a push for some basic items, but you are converting them into the final modular products only based on the order coming from customer. That is why it's treating as an assemble to order. And the pull is that entire design itself I will do only when the customer is coming and asking. That is completely made to order. So the sales order or purchase order means they say where do you define this make to stock or assemble to order these things in system?
We don't follow in this project. We don't follow make to stock or make to order, sir. Normally, from the distribution, we will get a forecast. It's an upstream. From the upstream, we'll get the forecast. We will integrate the forecast as an independent requirement in APO or directly in APO or in ECC. And from we'll integrate to APO. If it is from ECC, then we'll integrate to APO and then we'll run MRP. This is how we'll maintain here. But in some other project like Danone, where I worked, where we have a make to order for some periods like 4 months or 4 weeks for PPDS, where we use the make to order. From the SNP or SN, after 4 weeks, we use make to stock.
Okay, see, what you are getting from the distribution centers is that you are getting the forecast, then you produce it and keep them into the distribution center. It is pure make to stock.
Yes, sir.
You are not waiting for customer order. Rather, you are waiting for the forecast from a distribution center. You do the stock transfer order and do it.
Sir, exactly.
That is the make to stock, pure make to stock. Make to order is that you do not want to take this risk. You want to produce this only when the customer is placing the order. That is make to order. That is what you told another project.
I'm not very clear.
Sorry?
Yes, sir. We actually, even in this project, we have a lot of brand in the watches. For example, IWC, which is very costliest watch in the market. We don't do for some moderate level of the price. We will do based on the forecast. There are some watches which is cost more than 5 lakh euros. So it's based on the make to order. So we use both the push and pull model, both
Right.
models.
No, wait. So how do we decide that for each product, is it a push or push or pull?
I'm not really sure about this process, sir. I will clear
No.
this week, and I will.
See, that is fine. Okay. For example, you told one watch is $500,000.
Yes, sir.
Another watch is just €50.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then €500,000 watch you are be producing only make to order.
Yes, sir.
€50 watch you are producing make to stock. You just put in the market.
Yes, sir. Just not 50. For example, yes, we can say which is below 50,000 euros. We will produce and send it like 20. We will have 2,000 watches per year.
See, for example, okay, you don't want to underestimate your watch value, no problem. So this is a €500,000 watch. This one you produce as a make to order.
Yes, sir.
And this is a €2,000, which based on the forecast you produce in the stock, this make to stock.
Yes, sir.
So this is your pull model. This is your push model.
Okay, MTO is pull model and MTS is push model. Okay.
And where do you manage this in SAP?
So
We'll learn to this. Where do you maintain this? For example, I want to produce, for example, this is watch 1.
it's on strategy, sir.
So I use this in a
The
strategy.
strategy will define this.
Planning strategy 20, I use it here.
Yes,
Here
10
I
or
use
20 or 40.
Or no, here it is 40 or 10 or 11 I use. Okay, so we control this as make to order. The pull means we use strategy 20.
Okay.
Here, if it is push means we'll be using the strategy either 40 or 10 or 11. But again, as I told, we are going to use strategy 40 only.
Okay, sir.
Once we learn this,
got it now. It's very clear.
Once you learn this, then you can practice the strategy 20 and all, or you can see in your organization itself how it is getting used.
Anyway, sir, whether we use the strategy 20 or 40, when we shift to APO, we don't have this field in APO, strategy field.
Okay.
So always we generate MRP, and MRP will integrate it into ECC, and then the planning is, anyway we don't convert in our today's project. We never convert PR to PO, purchase requisition to PO in APO, because we don't have ATP check in APO.
See, again, without seeing your system and also without understanding what exactly APO is doing, I will not be able to give you some comments on this. But if you want to have this kind of pull make to order in SAP, you have to maintain this strategy 20, or there is a strategy called if you are using assemble to order, this method, then there are strategies called 50 or 52 you will be using for ATO. For MTS, you will be using strategy called 10, 11 or 40. If it is pure make to order, you will be using strategy called 20. This is the method. Okay.
Okay, sir. I'm not used to this strategy here. Only we are using 40, but I worked with an alcohol company which they produce Remicontro, for example. They use this 20, 40, depend upon the countries, like continent.
Right. Okay. Now what I suggest you is that now we will continue to practice with this 40.
Okay,
and
sir.
Then once you are getting familiarized with these things, we'll go for 20. Then you can use it. Okay. Then there are other strategies, as I told, there are 50 also. That's what I yesterday shared the document. Please save the document, which is on the demand management. That is explaining you for all these strategies, what are the things we need to follow. It is covering all these strategies. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Right. Anybody, Sigmund and Rashid, any doubts?
Right now, no, sir.
Okay. Right. So please, the assignment for you is to complete the metal master and to complete the bill of metal and go through the work centers what I explained before the next session. Okay.
Okay.
Right. Thank you all. See you on Saturday again 9:45 next week. Thank you. Bye.
Thank
Bye,
you,
sir.
sir.